Yeah, Poilievre actually said what everybody's thinking and what everybody wants to say if they were stood in Parliament. Let's have a look through this video. Let's discuss a few of the pointers, and let's see what we can take away from this epic debate in Parliament.
Why don't we let Canadians decide? Why doesn't the Prime Minister pause the tax across the country until Canadians go to the polls so we can have a carbon tax election and Canadians can choose his plan to quadruple the tax or my plan to axe the tax?
Let's start the week by taking a look at last week's most important debate between Pierre Poilievre and Justin Trudeau regarding the carbon tax and the fact that it was reduced in one part of Canada but kept on every other fuel in every other part of Canada. Let's have a listen to what Pierre says first.
Prime Minister's panic flip-flop on the carbon tax for oil heating proved everything he said for 8 years about the tax is wrong. It's not worth the cost. He said that the tax would make people better off. He's now admitted that that's not true. He said it's about the environment, but he leaves the tax on lower emitting and more environmentally friendly natural gas. And now he's dividing Canadians based on where they live. So will he stop creating two classes of Canadians? Will he take the tax off all so Canadians can keep the heat on?
Poilievre there has asked a simple question. The carbon tax, will he take it off for everybody? Let's see if Trudeau can even answer that simple question.
The goal from the very beginning of our fight against climate change and the price on pollution was to put more money in people's pockets and encourage protecting the planet. And that's exactly what we've seen over the past number of years. As a step, one of the things we are targeting right now is home heating oil, which is used right across the country, primarily by lower income residences, and they pay more for home heating oil than you do for natural gas, and it's dirtier and more emitting than natural gas.
Great.
So we are going to provide free heat pumps for low-income families in provinces that are willing to participate with us and drive down emissions.
The whole premise of his carbon tax was the fact that he's still pushing the fact that Canadians will get more back, which I can tell you from personal experience, I do not get more back on the carbon tax. What about you? Do you guys get more back? I don't think so. And the whole idea is he says he's doing it on heating oil so he can push these heat pumps. And he says it's for poorer homes who are eligible to get these heat pumps for free. But did you know that the actual limit for this is people earning less than $75,000 a year, the whole household income, and your house has to be worth less than $300,000. Says back.
He admits that he's keeping the tax on cleaner and lower emitting natural gas. This is clearly not about environmental science, it's about political science. And that political science with him is always divide and conquer. Tear the country apart to serve his own narrow personal interest. Does he not realize that what he is doing is not just bankrupting Canadian households, 14% of whom are living with unsafe temperatures because of higher energy costs, but he's actually tearing our national unity apart.
Accusing Trudeau of dividing the country, it's pretty spot on. He's done that with many other things other than just carbon tax at this very moment. He's been doing it with the trans thing, he's been doing it with schools, he's been doing it with parents, he's doing it with guns, he's doing it with everything. We talked about the guns on last Friday. I think Trudeau is absolutely set in his mind that he thinks that if he can get people to vote for his policies, he thinks that people want parents not to have rights in schools. He thinks people want to pay tax to save the universe. He thinks people want to get GB jabs. He thinks people want all this. And what he's saying is Poilievre doesn't want it. And if you vote for Poilievre, that means you don't want all these things that he's forcing on people that he doesn't even realise people don't want it. People don't want that. And he's Like, what? What do you mean you don't want it? And that's why he stopped carbon tax. And that's why he's from saying housing is nothing to do with the federal government. All of a sudden, look what we're doing for housing. You see how this is going? You see how it's going with Trudeau? He's rolling back. He's like Walmart. He's rolling back. Let's listen to his reply on this one.
Mr. Speaker, what we see from the Conservatives yet again is misinformation. The price on pollution applied to natural gas does put more money back in the pockets of 8 out of 10 Canadians across the country. That is what the Leader of the Opposition refuses to recognize. When Canadians receive a climate action incentive check, that more than compensates for 8 out of 10 households across the country than what they spend on carbon price with natural gas. It doesn't apply that way. That math doesn't apply on home heating, which is why we're phasing out home heating oil by replacing them with free heat pumps for low-income Canadians.
Repeatedly saying the same thing all the time does not necessarily make it true. See the panic in his face when he's like, try to push this narrative that, you know, oh, you're going to get more money back. Oh, and it's going to be for the poorest of Canadians. Free heat pumps. We're going to give you this. We're going to give you this. We're going to take that and give you this, give you that, take that. It's not working. It's just not working.
To contradict the parliamentary budget officer who said that 60% of Canadians pay more in his carbon tax than they get back in the rebates. What now he's doing is contradicting what he said on Thursday, wherein he admitted that Canadians are made worse off on a net basis by his tax. That's why he's having to put a pause until after the election. Already, 14% of Canadians are living with unsafe temperatures in their homes. 1 in 10 have missed a heating bill in the last 12 months. Will he, before people go cold and hungry, axe the tax so that people can keep the heat on?
He's been told that the numbers do not add up, and he's been asked again, will you get rid of the carbon tax in the rest of the country? He's adamant that he's going to stick by his guns, but he doesn't, does he? He will, he possibly, when he looks at the polls and he looks at what's going on in the country, he's going to change his mind, if he hasn't already. Might have done it over the weekend, as far as I know. It's almost like he's not running the country. It's like he's running an election campaign, a 2-year election campaign, and we're paying for it.
Home heating oil is more expensive, more emitting, more polluting, and is in households that on general are lower income and don't have the means to support it. That's why we're putting forward a program that is going to give free heat pumps installed right across the country as long as the provinces step up and partner with us the way 3 provinces already have. We know the best way to support families is to have them save thousands of dollars a year on heating. That's what they're going to be able to do with a heat pump. That's why we're delivering it right across the country as provinces step up.
He continues on the narrative of pushing heat pumps. Heat pumps are going to solve everything all of a sudden. We'd never even heard of the government pushing heat pumps like in 2015, 2021, up until just now. All of a sudden, heat pumps are going to save the planet, even though they're probably made in China, where the planet's actually deteriorating from. But Pierre's not finished yet. Let's listen to him.
Natural gas is cleaner and lower emitting, and that's exactly why he's going to penalize Canadians for using it. Mr. Speaker, he says he wants to bring in a pause for some people in some places. I want to get rid of the tax for all people in all places and forever. But wait, why don't we let Canadians decide? Why doesn't the Prime Minister pause the tax across the country until Canadians, so we can have a carbon tax election and Canadians can choose his plan to quadruple the tax or my plan to axe the tax?
That gobsmacked me. That was amazing. Let's have a carbon tax election. Do you want to vote for Poilievre to get rid of the tax? Vote for Poilievre. Do you want to vote for Trudeau? He wants to keep taxing you and keep taxing your heat and your car and your groceries and deliveries. Then there you go. Vote for Trudeau. We need an election to work out whether or not we should vote for no taxes, or no extra, triple taxes, or yeah, we love taxes. Taxes are going to cure everything. Let's get taxed. Let's, please, more taxes. Vote Trudeau. Yeah, this is going to be a fun next election, or a run-up to it at least. But what do you think Trudeau's going to say to that?
Amazing to me that after 3 failed elections in a row by the Conservatives, they still want to fight another election on denying climate change, on denying the costs of climate change. After the summer we've had, they continue to say no plan against climate change is what's good for Canadians, good for our economy, good for businesses. They are wrong, and Canadians are going to show them that once again.
Yeah, that's the hill he's going to die on. That's the one. He's going to go and go and go with his carbon tax thing. He isn't going to give it up. He will not give it up. He's like a dog with a bone. He's going to push it all the way. He's saying that after the summer we just had, this summer, it's been fine. There's been nothing wrong with this summer. It's been real. I don't even have AC in my car, and it's not been that bad for me. It's been better than most summers, to be honest. Okay, I think that's long enough now. Till next time, guys.